Yeah, no problems at all. But I'm glad that you're here now with us, gracing us with your presence. And a lot of our students really look forward to hearing what you have to share.
Right on. Absolutely.
Alrighty, so I'll let you take it away.
All right. Well, hey, good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me. Thanks for giving me your time. My name's Zach Price. I own 88 Skate Supply in La Habra, California. We're being around close to like 3 years now. I've been working in skate shops since I was 17, so quite a while, 20 years. Um, been doing it, and yeah, quite it's been quite a journey doing it, working from just being on the sales floor to being a buyer, um, associate buyer, head buyer, and now actually doing that all, and then owning the actual brand in the shop instead of working for someone else's. Um, an awesome experience so far. Uh, but yeah, kind of the day to day at the shop. I mean, pretty much I wake up, answer emails, um, kind of go through inventory, see what needs to be bought, whether it's skateboards, wheels, hard goods, shoes, um, all that, and then pretty much set the shop up for the day. It's kind of like a well-oiled machine, so wiping down the counters, doing the floors, doing uh, vacuuming, making sure the product is folded and looking proper. Uh, and then from there, it's just kind of seeing who comes through the door. Working at a skate shop is you meet some interesting characters who come in with like just skateboarding in general. Everyone's kind of individual and unique. Um, but yeah, just some people need fine tuning, regripping. Uh, I sell a lot of shoes. I have some like Nike SB, Adidas, Converse Vans. So some of the like especially Nike SB brings in like sneakerheads because I get like exclusive drops. Uh, so kind of sometimes when we have raffles, I get people from all over California, San Diego coming in just to enter their chance to like win these shoes to purchase them. Um, so uh, kind of dealing with that sometimes is pretty hectic. Um, and then yeah, just like hanging out with the kids. I'm right next to the high school and stuff like that. And sorry, go ahead, Lewis.
And Zach, was it your original plan, or when you were young, did you intend to own a skate shop?
I I don't think not necessarily. Like I grew up skateboarding. I love skateboarding, like surfing, snowboarding. Like I lived in Utah. I worked on a ski in and ski out like restaurant, so I could snowboard a winter in Utah. Um, so I think I just loved action sports. I just like love like the culture, and a skate shop is like pretty much like the hub of the community of like whether skateboarding, biking, whatever it may be. Um, but like the skate shop is like a real crucial part of the community, and I think I noticed that more when I would probably say closer to like 30. Um, I just didn't know what I wanted to if I wanted to continue to like work for this other company and be a buyer and just kind of just I don't know. I felt like I plateaued, at one point. So I just was like, do I just kind of keep going, or do I take the chance and kind of give it my all and then do my own thing? So I kind of just started doing that.
So that was kind of like your red pill moment when you put all your chips in.
Right, exactly. No, yeah, for sure. And that was a big step. I mean, because it's a big financial decision, stuff like that, and it's hard. Sometimes it's hard, and it's a lot of fun too. But yeah, it's just like that was a big step, I think. And but yeah, I mean, being around like 3 years, especially being like a mom and pop shop, is like I think being taught me a lot too. Like how much like it does take because I was at a bigger box door where they had like maybe they had like 4 or 5 accounts. So it was just like kind of like different buying where you kind of like break you going back down. Um, so and kind of building up, going because where the shop is like my hometown where I grew up. So they haven't had a skate shop there in 20 plus years since I was like a teenager. So like trying to just build up the skate community and like trying to get people to buy in at the like brick and mortar store, instead of like on Amazon or on like websites and stuff like that. Like luckily I have a website going, so I'm starting to get like some traction there. You gotta kind of like adapt or die. Um, but yeah, it's like just trying to get people in the community to get like involved with the shop. So I do um, like a lot of events where it's like we do Hubba Hangouts where it's like once a month. I get like brands to donate product and I get like pizzas and we just go and like jam out music and it's cool. A bunch of people come out. A lot of kids get into it because, like you said, like I said, like they've never had a shop there, so they don't know what like a shop or the kind of stuff that goes on with like a skate shop. So like those demos, I do art shows, I throw bands play inside the shop. So you get like a chance for like especially like a lot of the brands I carry in the shop are uh, local brands, like ones you don't really know, or like it's a skater or it's an artist that's like from Whittier or like a surrounding city or something like that. Like something where it's like you come in and it's different than actually buying on like online or something like you can feel the presence of the community within the shop too. So I think that was another turning point too, is because where I was working, I was very like cookie cutter. Like they didn't really care. It was, they were just so far off. It wasn't like homegrown mom and pop style where I like that. I like being out there with the community, like doing Easter events. We did like pop ups. I got like another skate event in Bell Gardens coming up, and I'm like, that's about 20-30 minutes from where the shop is, but I'm just trying to get my exposure out to like different areas. And I just like being out there with the community and seeing kids skate. It's seeing a little like boy or girl skate. I think that's like really like one of the best feelings of owning the skate shop and seeing this
Very,
stuff.
very gratifying. And so you're doing like a grassroots initiative to really revamp the scenes.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you kind of like you got to. I mean, a lot of like uh they're smart with like how the especially from COVID and stuff like that, like growing a sense of community. Like a lot of kids, they need that and they want to reach out, and sometimes they're hesitant. And like a little thing of like a little wooden toy of a skateboard can like change that whole like dynamic. And a lot of times, it changes a lot of kids' lives.
And so what are the pros and cons of your profession, Zach?
I say like the pros and the cons. I mean, I get to make my own schedule. I mean, that's definitely the pro. I mean, working for your own. I mean, I think everybody always wants to be like, oh man, I'm gonna do. Oh, I wish I could own my own business and stuff like that. especially if you're working for someone else. You're always like, man, I wish I could do. I would do it this way, or this is how I would do it. So I think being able to do that is definitely the pro. The con with just following that is owning your own business is, well, then you have to be there 24/7. There's no time off. So, sometimes that takes away time from my kids, or I mean, my wife and my kids. And so that's like kind of the con with that, because it's like I never know when to turn it off. I'm always like answering emails, or I'm on Instagram making posts, social media, because it's like I wear every hat for the shop. Um, so I think that's like another one of the cons is just it takes a lot of time away from personal life too. So um, I'm trying to do a better job of like delegating work to like other people, because you can go fast like by yourself, but you can go farther together. So trying to get people on board with like the mission of the shop, and trying to get people who like really have a sense and passion and love for the shop and skateboarding, to try to like help me grow, whether it's a graphic designer or a photographer to shoot product photos. And uh I mean, there's just a bunch of stuff. I mean, I'm not even close to like being on TikTok and stuff like that. And like that's a huge, even TikTok marketplace stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that can go into it, where like the younger generation is, I'm hoping to try to find, especially I'm right next to the high school, to trying to find like the younger, hungrier generation that want to do cool stuff like that, where like at least it's skateboarding, and you have an avenue where it's like fashion, yeah, skateboarding, outdoors, stuff like that. I mean, yeah. So that's a pro too, is like helping the youth, um, trying to find their spark, and um, wherever it may be. Like, if they're a photographer, I have like a lot of the kids come and shoot, so like I said, like product photos. Um, and then that like drives them to like, oh, okay, then we'll do an art show for them, or here's a photography. And then they have like, wow, I never thought I would have my stuff hanging up in a skate shop, or it kind of just snowballs into like the bigger thing. And then you see them in a couple years, and who knows, maybe they're doing bigger art shows in Miami, or something. It's cool to see how a little thing of skateboarding can really drive and fuel the youth's creativity.
Yeah, it sounds very impactful. But what would you say is the hardest aspect of owning a skate shop?
Um, I think navigating like just economic climate, like, and just I think that's like the hardest thing is you just kind of flowing with kind of how the world is. So I think for a small, like independent, I mean, really the backing is, my me and my wife and my parents, so like I don't have investors from outside. I don't, stuff like that. So I think just trying to navigate that all and keeping the shop afloat while doing uh, like fun and fun events and stuff like that, because that takes time and money too. So just trying to navigate that all, I think, is like the hardest part, is just the navigating the economic climate of it all.
Have the tariff initiatives impacted your skate shop at all?
They're slowly starting to. Um, I mean, luckily, I deal with a lot of the smaller brands, and I try to deal with a lot of stuff that's like made in USA. So a lot of like the board brands are still either that, or just like they're made in Mexico. So I'm not getting too much from crazy like overseas right now. But that definitely will impact like the skate hard goods, which in turn the margin, the profit margin on skate hard goods is very slim. So that's why I need to carry, the high value, like in the high sought after, like Nike SBs and footwear and clothes, because you make a better profit on those. Um, so the margin is already going to be shrinking even more on the hard goods. And as a skate shop, that's like my main thing is I'm trying to churn and burn skate goods. So when you're making very little on it, it kind of sucks. So and then you're also taking into effect like skateboarding is, has valleys and peaks, so um it's
Sounds
just
tough.
navigate it's just trying to navigate like that also right now too. It's the harder part. It's how volatile it could be.
What else can you tell me about like the events and some of the operations you got going on?
I mean, yeah, so like the events is probably like that's the best. Other than setting, I would say setting up a like the very first complete for somebody, the events is like the best um aspect of the shop. Is just getting the community together. Um, whether it's I don't even care if it's 10 people or if it's like sometimes like we've had like a couple skater of the years, like the top skater, whether it was like, 10 or 15 years ago, but at least, at the time they were the top skaters like come and skate. And then you have, hundreds of people come out and they just like know him because it's like a legendary skater. So it's cool that the shop is able to do that, and especially like if you can see the photos, like there's a big group photo at the park. Uh, that park used to enforce a helmet like rule, and was the only park in like Southern California, LA, that like had cops actively giving out tickets for helmets. Uh, so I went to like city council meetings for like the first 2 years, and just kind of fought and like just brought awareness, like, this kind of hurts my business. It's the only park. Uh, you know, you guys are covered under insurance, just like all these other cities are. And then so that's why I started the Hub, the Hangout, like once a month, just to show them like how many people actually could use this park instead of it just being like kind of wasted away. Um, so yeah, that's like another the events are the best thing. And like yeah, art shows, local bands, like especially the shop's right next to La Habra High School. So I'm always, you know, hitting up like uh whatever local bands are there, and like yo, if you need a spot, if you need a venue, like here you go, because those are kind of few and far between right now, especially a lot of these kids, the music that they're into, like punk and stuff like that right now. Metal is like kind of coming back. So a lot of venues, they don't like really mess with that, but it's it's like kind of like I have a thing where it's all wheels welcome at the shop. So it's like I'm just trying to build a little hub and give people like a place to hang out more than I'm trying to sell product really.
Yeah, I love that. Is there any advice that you can give to our students if they are thinking about starting their own business?
I would, uh, yeah, don't be afraid to fail. Um, I mean, that's so kind of like cliche, but, and it's hard, no one wants to be known as like the loser or a failure, but you have to, it's just like in skating, it's like the resilience of it all, and like trying to learn a new trick is like you fail, you fail, you fail, and then boom, you land the trick, and it's like one of the best feelings in the world. You're like, finally, I did it. All right, what's next? What's the next trick? Uh, so you got to go through all those kind of like failures to not failing every day. I still haven't even figured this out. I mean, the shop's been around for 3 years. The brand has been um, like a LLC, like official, for 6 years, and it's been in my head for a long time. But uh, yeah, I mean, I'm failing every day and trying to figure it out. And I mean that it sharpens it sharpens the iron. You get better at it. So I would say, yeah, just don't be afraid to fail, um, and to walk and to stay and walk your own path too. Uh, a lot of shops and that I know and people like that, they didn't think I'd probably last like 6 months because, like I said, I keep it very small, curated, local uh, brands that I like, um, that I have a passion for. So when people come in, they see that I'm like they sometimes they're always like, "Whoa, this guy's he's really passionate about this. Like he knows his skateboarding." Uh, so really, just yeah, don't be afraid to fail and follow with your heart, and it'll all work out.
Do you expect to still be running your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
I hope so. I mean, whether it's 88 Skate Supply or another retail, I think retail is just a key part of the community. So I'm really in the running too right now. So I see like run clubs and stuff like that, and trying to like mix in that stuff with skateboarding. There's just I'm in the surfing and snowboarding, so just trying to maybe it won't be a skate shop, maybe it'll be something like different, like a little concept store. You never know, but I think retail is definitely where my heart and passion is.
I think at this point, I want to leave it open to the students. Does anybody have any questions for Mr. Zach? Feel free to type it in the chat or ask your teacher. Okay, so we got a question in the chat box. What was the startup cost to begin your business venture?
So startup cost was over 60K. That was like kind of the base, I would say.
Oof.
I got a lot of that through business loans. So like anybody that's out there that like kind of like wants to pursue, their brand, or uh, if you're really into it and you really have a passion for it, start the LLC. That way you can get a California employee number, and then that way you can go to these banks. And a lot of times these banks they're really trying to give these small businesses at least some type. So you never know. 5 grand could, give you enough just to buy some blank T-shirts and a screen print and a heat press, and boom, there you go. That money is just given to you, and then hopefully you sell those shirts and you pay it back. Like obviously, but um, doing kind of those like little steps, you'll never know like what these banks kind of will give you. And then I mean obviously you just got to be smart with it, get a good CPA and stuff like that. But um yeah, don't be afraid to kind of go to the banks. They kind of maybe feel intimidating at sometimes, but there are a lot of them are there to help like small businesses out. So that
Zach,
yeah,
you
go ahead.
mentioned that you carry Nike SB. What other mainstream skate brands do you sell at your shop?
I mean, for brand wise, it's like FA, Hockey, Baker, Death Wish, Girl Chocolate, um, and then like a lot of smaller brands too, County, Sewer, Meow, uh, Primitive, Santa Cruz, Treacher, and then shoe wise, yeah, Adidas, Vans, America, Globe. Globe is a big one because Austin Gillette, who I grew up with, he's actually a pro skater for Globe and Rossfit, and he owns the brand Former. So it's kind of cool because he graduated from La Habra High School um, too. So it's like I said, like a lot of the brands I carry are like kind of local. So I can like when people come in and they buy it, they can hear the story. They feel like almost a connection to it right away because then they know what this brand is about. Then it's not like, oh, it's just some random shirt off the hanger. You know, I think that's the difference when you're shopping at like a mom and pop shop too. You can feel, that love and the passion because I mean a lot of times these shops, they're just breaking even. So it's really you're doing it for the passion of it all. Uh, like I said, I do it more for the community events than I'm trying to make, a dollar.
Yeah, it sounds like your heart is really in the game. Did you have to have good credit to get a business loan?
Yes. Um, yeah, I mean, it just you can still get it. It just they won't, it just the percentage, what they give you money wise is just won't be as much. But I mean, a lot of times, especially first like your first business, initial owner, they're a little bit more open to because they're like they want to see, that's kind of the American dream is owning, owning your own job, like being your own entrepreneur. Um, So they're just trying to give you that little bit of a step or, a little bit of push in the right direction with, and that little bit of money, like I said, I started just making t-shirts. That's that, and screen printing blank skateboards. Um, and that was 6 years ago, So and then now, I have a shop and I'm trying to even push the 88 skate brand more. Um, as we continuing the shop. Like you'll see, more clothes and stuff like that. So yeah, the money wise, yeah, you're gonna need some good credit, but you don't need the best credit. Just I would say just get out there and ask, and then like you said, that little bit, just take it, and then just really put it to good use.
Yeah, thank you. We've got a couple more questions. How much control do you have on setting the prices of your products?
So a lot of brands have like MSRP. So what the recommended like sales price markup. Uh, so I'm an actual retail store with accounts with contracts through say Nike, uh, and so I have to sell it at what they call like retail price. And then a lot of what's came about is like consignment stores. So say especially for Nike SB. They buy the shoe, say for 120 at my shop, and then a consignment store could sell that same shoe for say $300 or whatever. But as a skate shop under the contract of Nike, I got to sell it at the MSRP. And so most brands have like a suggested retail price.
Okay. And for many of you that don't know, Go Skate Day is June 21st, which is the day out of the whole year with the most sunlight, the summer
Yeah, the longest
solstice.
day of the year. Uh-huh.
Are
Yeah,
you having any events for Go Skate Day?
yeah, usually we're pretty much we got like scavenger hunts. We'll do like we'll skate in the mornings. We take over these basketball courts, and then we'll do like donuts there, skate, and then we'll pretty much have a pizza party or some type of food at the shop. Discounts going on, and then we'll do a night jam because La Habra is one of the few parks in the surrounding cities that has lights. So we'll skate until the like very end of the yeah. So it's a big day. It's like pretty much it's the birthday of skateboarding almost.
Okay, it looks like we got a couple more questions. Students are asking, what's the minimum age to work at your skate shop?
What was that? Sorry.
Minimum age to work at your shop.
Minimum whatever work permit, I guess. Uh, really, I like if somebody could come and like, I mean, just like a little bit. I'm kind of like in for on the weekends, because that's when it's like at least you get a little bit more foot traffic. People are more out. So, I mean, a lot of times too, it's like, a lot from COVID. Sometimes these kids are hesitant to talk to people. So it's kind of funny to watch them like kind of break out of their shell when they have to like, oh, do you need help with something? Oh, yeah, this truck. Oh, yeah, that size, this 149, this goes for 8.5 trucks, like 8.5 wheel decks, and so it's kind of funny to see them kind of like break out of their shell too. But yeah, I mean, I guess it would be 16 and a half or something, whatever the like school work permit is.
Yeah, actually 14 to 15-year-olds can have a work permit, but they work a little less hours. 18
Yeah.
hours max a week, 3 hours on a school day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I always need someone to clean toilets for sure. No, I just,
Awesome. And then last question. Is there anything you wish you knew before starting your business?
um, get you like I would say, don't be afraid to give um work and duties to like other people. Like uh, you don't have to take so much stuff on all at once and all the time, even though like it's your business and um, you know you're the backbone and like obviously it's your passion, it's everything. Uh, a lot of times you're gonna find out that there are people there that have that same passion, same drive that you do for your own brand. Um, and want to help you succeed. So a lot of times it's you know, everybody wants to be like, oh, I did it myself, and boom, you know, no one helped me, or uh, kind of like I'm the one, you know. But you kind of like I said, you can only go so far by yourself, and you can go farther with some with help and other people. Um, and so I wish I would have known that when I was, you know, year one. And I'm kind of slowly learning that. You know, I've learned that year three. Um, and I think it's only going to help, you know, grow the shop and continue, and then hopefully to be here. I mean, I know already of a lot of shops, um, you know, because I'm very active on like Instagram and I'm very like in the scene. So a lot of these smaller shops are like, you know, just falling off because I mean, you got Zoomies and you got PacSuns and you got these online mall stores that where these brands used to not want to go into or like sell their brand. They want to just to keep with the smaller skate shops to help, you know, kind of keep drive those. Now they're kind of going into those because they're writing the bigger paycheck. So they're just like, well, we'll just take we got to take the money right now. And, you know, because now there's less of these smaller shops around to even buy the product. So um, I would just say wherever you are, like in your zone, pawn shop is a great one, and sticks. Those all in that zone right there. Support those guys and get out there. And if you're gonna buy, like they got tons of stuff too that you probably never know, Carhartt and um, you know, like Dickies and like stuff that your parents wouldn't know that maybe your dad would buy too. So yeah, check those shops out before you go and buy anywhere else.
Awesome. Well, if that's it for questions, I want to thank you tremendously, Zach, for participating in our career week, for presenting to our
Thank you for
students.
having me.
And where can students find you?
At 88 Skate Supply on Instagram, at 88skatesupply.com on the web if you want to buy stuff. I'm always like I said, I'm working on more shop stuff, more apparel, and if you're ever around, come to an event. Um, you'll see a familiar face, I'm sure, and my wife. Yeah, it's always a good time, and try skateboarding out, especially in the summertime. You might just like it, and it could, you know, it could spark you and get you in the direction of something you never knew that you'd like. So don't be afraid to fail, and if you're falling, you're skating because it's one of the hardest things to do. So keep at it.
Yeah, and you're located on 1200 West Whittier
Uh,
Boulevard.
yeah, 1200 West Whittier Boulevard in La Habra, California.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks again, Zach. We really we had a lot of fun. We appreciate you
Absolutely.
and we hope to see you soon.
Right on, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.